Hey everybody, what's up? It's Angela here for this week's video. This week I am doing another Angela Talks, and this time it is about politics. I never talk about politics because it is a very controversial thing, but because there's a presidential election this year, kind of feel like it's the right time for me to do one if I was ever going to do one. I'm going to talk about this year's presidential election a little bit, but I'm also just going to talk about politics and elections and being a good citizen in general. So let's get started. As it stands, I haven't really researched any of the presidential candidates, thoroughly. All I know is this is the year that Donald Trump, of all people, decided, hey, you know what would be a great idea? I should run for president. That would be so great for this country. He has said some really, I don't even know how to describe them, but he has said some things throughout the course of his campaign so far. And yet, I believe that he is the Republican candidate who's currently in the lead. I don't know why people are rallying behind Trump. I don't understand, but I guess I have to take the other Republican candidates into perspective. I mean, I guess people are choosing him because he's like the lesser of all evils or something like that. But I'm just saying, if Trump actually wins this election, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I'm not going to know what to think. I'm not going to know what to do. I'm not going to know what to say. I am just going to be dumbfounded at America. I really am. I mean, Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton has got to be better than Donald Trump in the real scheme of things, you know? All right, now I'm going to talk about voting in elections and choosing which person to vote for, and political parties are kind of thrown in the mix with this. Voting should not be a party decision, if that makes any sense. You shouldn't just choose who you're going to vote for based on political party. Just because you identify with the Democratic Party doesn't mean that you should not research both candidates first. Research both of the candidates from both parties before you make your decision. Don't just blindly be like, oh, well, this person is the Democrat, so I'm going to vote for them because they're the Democrat. No! Don't do that. Just because they're in the political party, yeah, you'll probably share a lot of the same viewpoints. It tends to happen. But you still need to be fair to the other candidate in the Republican Party and do some research on them. They could be just as good of a candidate and want to do just as much as the Democratic choice to improve our country. Last thing I want to say is, there are people out there who think, okay, well, I don't like any of the candidates, so I'm not going to vote in the election at all. Please don't be one of those people. We were given the right to vote. You know who used to be the people that could vote? White males. That's it. Literally everybody else, women and people of every other race, could not vote. We were given that right to vote now. Women can now vote as of 1920, and all races can now vote. And the fact that people are not taking advantage of that right that we all now have, you're just not being a good citizen of the United States at this point. Sure, okay, fine. You don't like any of the candidates, but you gotta like one, maybe, at the very least. Just like one, a little bit. Or just pick the lesser of two evils when it comes down to the final Democrat and the final Republican. Just pick one. Do a little research, like I said before, and then pick one, and please vote. Exercise your right to vote. You didn't used to have it unless you were a white male. And this brings me to my final thing. Do not, I repeat, do not complain about how the country, the state, or the city that you live in is being run if you have not voted for the officials. Because you know what? You did not try to get good officials that you wanted elected. You did not participate in the American legislation system. Okay? You just didn't get involved. And when you didn't get involved, I'm sorry, but you do not have the right to complain about things. If you voted in the election and you tried to vote for officials that you thought would run things best, and then things are bad, sure, complain away. That's what I'm doing, because guess what? I voted in the last presidential election. I'll say it, I voted for Obama. And you know what? Have I had complaints about how the country is being run right now? Of course. But I voted in the election. I did my part. So I think that I have the right to complain about how things are going. If there's somebody else who's like, oh my God, Obama is destroying America, and they didn't vote in the last election to vote against him, what are you doing? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting really heated, but the main point that I'm trying to make with this video is don't jump to the nearest political party when voting for a candidate in any sort of election. Research all of the candidates thoroughly, and after seeing what each candidate's platform is, then make your decision on who you are going to vote for. Secondly, if you're going to complain about how the country or state or city you're in is being run, make sure you're at least voting. Make sure you're exercising your right to vote that you now have, because in my opinion, if you aren't voting, then you don't have the right to complain about how things are being done. Enough said. Alright, that's it for this week's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this political rant. If you liked anything that I said, if you agreed with me at all, give this video a thumbs up for me, because it would really mean a lot to know I'm not alone in this. And also, don't forget to subscribe, because I post videos every single Tuesday. And lastly, all of my social media links are down below if you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. That's it. So until next Tuesday, I'll catch you guys later.